Hi, and welcome.
I'm Z,
And I'm Keith.
and we're going to tell you about the movie that we just watched. But first, a little bit of a heads up.
Some of the movies we watch deal with heavy subject matters.
In order to talk about these emotionally delicate things and the heavy subject matters that we sometimes cover, we add humor and crude language to add some levity and to process our own trauma.
If that doesn't feel fun or safe for you, we completely understand. Please take care of yourself first and foremost.
And we spoil the end of pretty much every movie that we watch.
Now you know. On with the show.
You are what you look like.
I'm not going to ask what I look like. Everybody knows.
Look like a dumb bitch. You look like a dumb bitch. Exotica. That's what we watched.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something that I didn't remember it. And I don't think I got all of the I don't think I understood some complexities of it.
Understandable.
And watching it, I was like, last night, I was like, oh, okay. This is what is going on. Like, I don't know if I ever actually saw it from the beginning.
Uh-huh.
So that's something where I don't, I don't remember if I saw, because it starts with a guy basically leaving the airport.
Right.
And we follow him, and he passes by this club called Exotica. Like he takes a taxi home, and
Oh, yeah.
he stops by this club called Exotica. He's not going in, but like his cab makes a stop there, and then he keeps going.
Because he's sharing a cab.
Yeah. And the cab keeps going, but we stay with the club, and then we follow someone that goes inside, and then they do their little Leonard Cohen dance.
Did you see in the trivia that the first scene that we see Elias Koteas, he's speaking into a microphone.
Yeah.
Also true in the movie Crash.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
I think it said to a limited audience.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, and there's a lot of I'm a big fan of there being implied things, but not so much said.
Yeah.
And so I like that they don't really explain everybody's relationship. And even when you find out how they all know each other, nothing's explained. You just know how they know each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I think so.
What were you looking at?
The one actor's name.
What actor?
That plays Zoe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know how to say her name.
I don't know how to say her first name. I have a guess about her last name, but because
she's the director's wife, right?
correct. Arsene?
Yeah.
But there's two E's with an accent on the first E, so that's...
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't know what to do with that. Kanjian is how I would say the last name. So I'm guessing she's also Armenian.
Maybe.
Maybe Azeri.
Sure. But yeah, like she's pregnant, and she's really pregnant. Like, there's no way.
I figured, that person has to.
I was like, there's no way. Like, no one
They're going so hard on showing her naked, pregnant baby. Or exposed.
And I was like, no pregnant belly looks like you can't be like in a, like, it's really hard to make someone, like, there have been instances where people wear fake pregnant bellies, but they don't look like she had like she has like pregnant boobs too. And I'm like, there's no way you can't fake the body type of a pregnant. You can fake the belly, but not the whole body.
Right.
You know? And so I was like, yeah. And I remembered that she was pregnant and really pregnant. I remember being really annoyed by her character when I watched it the first time. And my understanding that, like, my remembrance of things, I was like, what the fuck was wrong with me? Because I don't think any of that is the case. Like, in my mind, she was jealous. Like, I remembered her being jealous over the relationship of Mia Kirshner and Elias Cote. And I'm like, that doesn't happen at all.
Christina and Eric.
Yeah. I was like, that's not in there at all.
No.
And I'm like, what
Eric's
was I?
Eric's the only one that's jealous about
Eric's
anything.
the only one that's jealous, and he's jealous of everybody and everything. like literally going like after what's his fuck the airport guy after Simon after he goes to the club. And he just like follows him in the bathroom. He's like, you have a real connection with her. I'm like, Jesus Christ. He's just it was kind of funny how like unprofessional he's being, and everyone's like, hey, you're being really weird and unprofessional. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm being totally professional. Anyway, I'm gonna follow some customers into the bathroom and tell them that I've slept with her before. Like, okay.
She really seems to be herself with you.
Well, how do you know?
What, that she's being herself?
Yeah.
I used to be her lover.
Yeah, like there's a lot of, I think it's very interesting how much it follows like Bruce Greenwood. Like, you see a lot of the stuff he's doing, and they don't explain it for so long. And you're just like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I did not remember that he had someone, like, coming over to, like, sit at his house by themselves for, like, hours at a time while he went to a strip club. Sorry, a child come.
Correct.
And sit in his house for, like, hours. His niece.
Turns out.
Yeah, right.
No, I mean, I'll say that what it does well is it slowly, very slowly, you learn how these people are connected.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the thing of the movie.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
To that end, it feels sort of anticlimactic.
Yeah.
At the end, because at this point, having seen other things that do this, you expect a big reveal.
Right.
Or I do.
Yeah.
And there isn't one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, anything that gets revealed, I had already pieced together, you know? I felt like.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't understand that, like, it had to be said explicitly that Victor Garber is his brother.
Yeah.
You know? And we don't, you know, like, and we hear more details about what happened to his
family,
wife and daughter. Yeah.
Yeah.
But those weren't like big reveals, like they weren't like
right. Yeah.
by that point.
Yeah. By that point, you're just like,
And also
okay.
and also like the anyway, that's all. Yeah. That I wanted to give that overview about it because
Yeah, I think that's what I like about it is that you're expecting there to be some big, awful,
Right.
climactic thing, and then
Right.
they're like, the big, awful thing already happened,
right.
and that's like,
Well,
kind
even
of-
when you think it's he's going to go kill Cateus,
yeah.
and then it doesn't happen.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, you think you're like, oh my God, everything bad has already happened. Like, this is going to just ruin your
Yeah.
life. And then, like, he doesn't. And it's like, for me, I was like, oh, fuck. Like, it's such a relief because you're like, and then you realize, like, right, you're not showing the, like, all.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You're not showing the
didn't
lead
think
up
of it
to
that way.
all the bad stuff. You're showing the aftermath.
Yeah, right.
So that's the thing that's like, so I think that's why I like it so much because there's so much like you are expecting there to be some big climactic thing, but then you realize like these are people whose all their lives exploded because of this awful fucked up thing.
Right.
And it's not the pieces aren't getting put together that lead to this
Right.
thing. They're being like, it's showing how their lives are like falling apart after it happened,
Right.
and sort of like,
Right.
like how their relationships are like so fucked up. And like, I think I mean, I know that it's like super fucked up. I cannot imagine what TikTok would fucking say about this movie. Like, they'd be like,
Yes, you
oh
can.
my god, it's literally pedophilia. He wants to fuck his daughter and shit like that. But it's like so fucking amazing to me, and like it does track for like. I've never worked in a strip club, but it does track the way that people talk about like customers will come in and they will just fucking trauma dump and shit like that.
Oh, yeah,
and they'll
I'm
tell
sure.
you like all kinds of fucked up shit. But like,
No, I mean that's the thing. I don't. Sorry, go ahead and finish.
no,
If I-
you're fine. You're fine.
That is a thing that I know it gets represented in media to a certain extent. But I don't think it really media how it gets represented in media. Of course, is not going to be
Yeah.
100%
Yeah.
anything. But like, I don't think you can overemphasize really that like places like so. Sex workers of all walks,
Yeah. Yes.
because that's carving out a space that's not supposed to exist, right? Like that's, or
What
because
is?
because it's the nature of. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to formulate this on the fly and not doing it well.
It's okay. I just want you to keep going until it forms.
Yeah.
That's usually what happens is you'll be like, I don't have the words, and I'm like, find them.
I know. I don't know about it shouldn't exist. The taboo spaces,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
that are created
Yeah.
in the interaction between
Yeah. Yeah.
sex worker, full service, working a street corner.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And the interaction between them and a client.
Yeah.
Even a strip club.
Yeah.
Even if it's in someplace where that's de rigueur, or it's old hat or whatever. Even the fact that it's taboo is why it exists, that's
Yeah.
you create something. It's also quasi legal, right? Like it's always on the edge of being illegal.
Yeah.
And so those spaces that it creates are, of course, where some people, it's the only reason they feel safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean the clientele.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
I mean, maybe for the people doing the work as well,
Yeah.
but obviously they have more at risk. But
Yeah.
so that's, again, I know it gets talked about, but like not really examined as far as like the role that. I mean, I know there is plenty of. I just keep going. I'm ping-ponging now between saying...
You're being what?
I just keep ping-ponging now between... I know it gets talked about, but not enough. Oh, it gets... Anyway. It's a social... It still exists because it fulfills a social need, not just the not just the sexual need.
Yeah, right.
But the social, emotional.
Yeah.
And what gets talked about is the sexual aspect or the how it ruins families or something. I don't know. Whatever the moral.
Yeah.
Rather than why aren't these people getting those emotional needs met
for real? Yes.
In their daily life,
right?
Right.
Yeah, that's something that I think that's something that I think about, especially in terms of things that I will do. Some of the stuff that I make can be taboo, or it's I make fetish content, and it's always really interesting to me, the men, the cisgender quote unquote men who need permission to do things
anything.
Put a dick in their mouth, who want me, and they'll be I need you to force me to do it. And the reason why is because they think that that's the only way that it'll be okay for them to do it, and they'll be married, they'll have wives, and they'll be I really want to go out and sleep with men. And people will shit on that. And I'm not saying it's chill to cheat on your wife with random dudes or whatever. I'm not saying that. But what I mean is they don't understand okay, what has put you in the position that you have a total fucking wife, children, a whole family, and you can't stop thinking about dick. You know what I mean? But they don't, and people will shit on men who seek out sex workers, and they will talk about how horrible and awful they are. And I'm not saying that every fucking dude that interacts with a sex worker is a fucking saint or something.
Of course not.
Some of them are the most annoying fucking people you interact with. Some of them are horrible. Some of them are stupid. Some of them are just cheap bastards trying to get shit for free. Why are you seeing a sex worker? And some of them are genuinely I literally have no one in my life that I can talk to about this, so I have to go to a sex worker. And when you think about it like that, so many, and I've talked to some of my subs about this, there is no outlet for men to sexually explore outside of porn. There is
Correct.
no, and what I mean by sexually explore is question, have a question about it. They can't have a conversation with their guy friends. They can't talk to their partners about it. They can't talk to their parents about it. They can't have questions. They don't have that ability because we as a society do not let them. And even people be it's the patriarchy. And then the same dumb bitches who are it's the patriarchy will call a man who watches porn a fucking rapist, not understanding that the porn he's watching is two dudes sucking each other off. And it's but they're porn means you're watching a woman get deep throated while she cries, and that's violent and I hate it. And it's no, what he's doing is watching a dude rim another guy, and he's jerking off to it, and then he's fucking going nuclear and deleting every fucking piece of fucking media he's ever bought, every account on every website, every Twitter account he's ever made. And then a month later, he's I really wish I could watch some guys sucking dick again. And then he go, there's a very specific and what's it called? There's a singular concept of what porn or sex work is.
Oh yeah.
Where it's a woman, to quote someone who's a very wonderful and well thought person and who knows things,
Big brain.
porn. Yeah. Porn is when a woman is degraded for the sexual gratification of a man.
That's the definition of
That's
porn.
the definition of it.
Yeah.
And I'm literally quoting someone
Yeah.
who said this to me, someone who makes porn for a living.
Right.
And
You're not going to get me to like porn.
and like that sort of like idea that like all sex work is just like a man hypersexualizing someone. And like I think something that's so interesting, like this movie would not be under, like if a
You can make it.
22-year-old on TikTok watched this movie, they'd be like, "Oh my god, it's grooming." It's and then like completely misunderstanding the dynamic of like the whole reason that he goes to the strip club in the first place.
Right.
The entire reason that he seeks out this one person.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that she's dressed like a schoolgirl is directly connected to him. Like she says it, like, we do this for
my
each
God.
other.
I didn't actually put that part together.
Yeah, she's wearing the literal same outfit that she found his dead
Fucking-
daughter
oh
in.
My God. That's embarrassing.
I was like, I wonder if when I say this, Keith is going to be like, I never even thought about that. Like literally white
Yeah.
t-shirt and the like,
No, it
not
was a
even
school
like
uniform, yeah.
similar,
No, yeah.
the same
Yeah.
exact outfit. And like that sort of like fucked up dynamic is very interesting to me, because I think this is something that a lot of kink spaces
Yeah.
do, and a lot of fetishes and kinks will be connected to, not all of them, not all of the time, but they can be connected to trauma and to trying to heal. And so so sometimes taboo things are very connected to your own personal experiences. And you like,
I mean, a proper fetish is, right? Like,
yeah. Right. But that's the thing. Like,
by proper, I mean the psycho,
yeah, yes. The
DSM,
Yeah, right, right,
DSM.
right. Yeah. Yeah, like the psycho analysis of a fetish is going to, and people will argue and be like, it's not all, that's not what a kink is. A kink can be anything. And you're like, yes, I get that. No shit. But like, I think it does a disservice to discredit that so often. Like, a lot of my kinks are directly related to like traumas in my life.
Right.
And I can say, oh, that's why I have this kink, but like the kink that I have isn't necessarily obvious in what my trauma is and how it's related to the kink. Like they can be related without it, but like
Right.
there's different things like CNC is one that like people fucking hate that CNC exists, and people will be like, it's rape. And it's like, there's the first C. What's the first C in that? What's the first C in it? Also, they think
No.
and people only think that CNC is literally about like pretending that you're raping someone. And there's no other way. And it's like, that's not it. You could be like, no, don't hold me down, or like, no, don't tie me up.
Sure.
And someone ties you up and there's no sex involved whatsoever.
Right.
That's
Sure.
still CNC. Like anything where, and I mean, someone.
Well, I mean, it's also inbuilt basically into
Yeah.
BDSM.
Well, right.
in a certain way.
Someone
I'm
said,
not saying.
someone said one time, and I sort of agree with this. Someone said that they don't like safe words because they don't want to use safe words because they don't enjoy CNC.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, right. Yeah, no shit. Because a safe word is there because you might say no, you might say stop, but you don't say your safe word.
Right.
So you
Right.
go until you
Right.
say that.
Right.
Right? And that's part of the whole thing. That's
Right.
part of the negotiation. And they're
Yeah.
like, I don't want that. And I was like, oh, no. I was like, fucking duh. And it was
Right.
like someone much younger than me. So I was
Right.
like, oh my God, I feel dumb
Right.
that they said that. And I'm like, that's a very obvious thing. I'm like, right, okay, yeah. And I don't use safe words either, because I know a pro dom who also says that she doesn't use safe words because she's like, I just check in with she's like,
Yeah.
she's like, I don't use them, not because like I don't believe in them. She was like, but I just stop and check in. And she's like, I do it.
Right. It seems like the
you
kind
know,
of thing
like,
that
it's a
was
re-
developed
Yeah.
for anonymous hookups.
For sure. And it can be something that you do in the realm of a like working with a sex worker
Yeah,
because
club
like
or
you know
something.
but
Right.
it's also having a safe word has to be negotiated beforehand,
Right.
because you could be like, use safe word, you can tell someone, use the word cabbage if you want me to stop. But if that's not their safe word, they're going to be like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do to say,
yeah.
like you have to be
Right.
like, okay, what's a word that
Right.
you are going to know,
Right.
like you can't just tell someone to say something, when they want, because they're not necessarily
No.
going to remember that. And if they
yeah.
are not comfortable with using safe word, there's a whole dynamic.
What's your
to it.
mother's maiden name?
That was a great Malkovich impression.
Thank you.
What's your mother's maiden name? Anyway, I think that's something that I find so fascinating. Also, it's something that I wanted to revisit because it does like touch on a trauma that I experienced as a kid, where I knew someone who was very brutally and violently murdered when I was very young.
Someone your age.
So, she was a couple years older than me. She was 11.
Okay.
But I was 8 at the time. And it's something that the worst thing that you can think of. Yes, that happened. Like that it was, I knew about it as a kid, but like a few years ago, I decided to just like look it up, and I
Right.
read like some of the details of it, and I was like, oh, cool. It was actually worse than
Right.
I knew about, which is good. I'm glad that I didn't know all the details, but I knew most of them because it was on the news. It was everywhere. There was like a really, big publicized thing that someone that I knew, someone that had, played games with me, someone that I had, had been to my house, all this shit, like, had
Yeah.
been so brutally, her life was taken in such a brutal, awful way. And it's something that, like, it's hard to, like, as a 8-year-old, knowing that someone that you cared about was so violently brutalized, it's a lot. Like, it was very unnerving in a lot of ways, because like I just shut down completely, because it was like, I
Sure.
don't actually know how to process the information that I'm getting. And it was all over the news. You couldn't turn on,
Right.
and it was
Of
like,
course.
they're saying the details, and like, it was something that like my mom didn't want me to know all the details about, but like I was very not fascinated, but I was like, it was something where like I knew who was being talked about on the news. I knew who, and like I didn't know how I was supposed to feel about it.
Right.
And it was like a very confusing thing. And so I think, so much of the time people will tell you how you're supposed to feel about something, how you should react to something, how you should be, but none of that's gonna matter if you're experiencing something that you've never experienced before,
Right.
especially
Right.
at a young age, when you
Right.
don't understand a lot of the feelings that you're like, some of these feelings are the first time you're feeling them, and you're like,
Right.
and so, it was such a terrible time. And like, I had all of these images in my head, and I remember like going to her funeral and seeing her like dead, like in the casket.
Oh yeah. Wow.
And I remember I remember something that freaked me out like really badly was that I could see like patches of like, and I was like, oh God, were they like trying to like cover up like bullet holes in her head? Like I couldn't tell what, but it was like, it was weird like texture on her like temple or something. And I remember like
Whoa.
seeing, and I was like, that's not how, like, it was just like, it's so wild to see somebody dead in a coffin, especially a fucking child. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
She like told me, she was like, I like made you go look at, she was like, cause I'd shut
It's
down.
customary.
No, she was, cause I'd shut down
Yeah.
basically. And she wanted me to like deal with it. So she like made me go look at, this child's
Okay.
dead body to like get me to like,
Bro.
and she was like, it didn't work. And I'm like, crazy. Crazy that didn't work. But I was like so like analytical, and I was like looking at every like, and they like put like her doll in her casket with her, and I was like, why did they do that? And it was like, because it was her favorite, and I was
Right.
like, she's dead. Like, I was like,
Yeah.
like, she's dead, right? She's not gonna, it's just gonna like be in there. Like, it's nothing, she's not gonna play with it in there. Like, I was like very like, ooh, and like, but
Yeah.
like, her mom, like, also I can't imagine that, I'm not gonna go into details of it because I don't think it's not fair to them. But like, I couldn't imagine like what the mom was going through. Her dad was like one of my mom's best friends. And like, so like, we were friends with the family kind of, it was just such a weird thing. But like, it's also something that like, how do you talk about it? Like, it's something like, it was such a traumatic thing, but it's like, there's not really a way to like insert like, oh yeah, one of my earliest traumas was the fact that like this person I knew was like, like it's a awful fucking thing that like it's just so like like a very a very special SVU episode. It's like something like just awful. And so
Or just a regular day in the Zionist entity.
That's true. That too. So, any time, well, not any time, but like I think this movie struck a chord with me because it's about like how interconnected these people were and how like even just like adjacent,
Yeah.
it is when some like awful tragedy happens, like how you can be connected to somebody through something horrible. And I think that's something that always sort of resonates with me because like connecting with people has always been hard for lots of reasons.
Right.
So I think like when people have, and not to be like, it's cool to just like relive your trauma again and again and again with people. That's not really what I mean. I mean, like when people connect through like, oh, I've experienced something awful. And it's like, oh, thank God. Like I don't have to play nice.
Right. Yeah. No.
I don't have to pretend like.
I remember when my mom died that the most comforting thing that someone could say to me was that they had lost somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the most comforting. That made them safe to me.
Yeah. Right. For sure.
Rather than, of course, everybody wanted. And I know there's, what do you say? But like,
Yeah.
People are like, sorry for your loss or
Yeah.
whatever. And I'm like, But if I knew
right.
somebody
like
had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, there's just, I think that's why, like, I got stoned when we were watching the movie, so I like cried through a lot of it, just because it wasn't. Keith was like very freaked out because he always gets freaked out when I cry. Not freaked out in the sense, but he's always like very worried. He's always very worried about me.
Yeah,
And
weird that I'm concerned about my
that's fine.
partner.
I just mean, like, I didn't know, like, it was just, I was just like, just let it happen. It's just like, I don't know. He was like, what got you? And I was like, I'm stoned. That's what got me. But like,
All of them?
yeah.
All of them?
Like, so the premise of the movie is this, like, guy is going to this strip club. And he always watches this one girl dance. And then he goes like every other night or something like that. He watches this one girl dance. And then he pays for her to dance for him for like several hours or whatever. And he does that every single time he's there.
Crazy deal, Exotica. For $5,
I know, for
you can get a private dance.
They do clarify it's $5 a dance.
Right. But how
So so it's like, however, whatever. So
also, I enjoyed that her move when she's doing a private dance is just to show the guy her ass.
but her outfit is a schoolgirl outfit. She's dressed. She's got like a plaid skirt. Yeah,
right.
A button-up white shirt and then a tie. And she like dances for this one guy, and then Elias Koteas is the like MC.
What is that job?
I know, I love it. And he starts getting like extremely jealous, and he starts doing things to interrupt their like routine, because it's like it's kind of established that it's a routine that they have. Like she goes and dances for him, and he like the guy Francis will, who's Bruce Greenwood,
right.
will like sit there, and then he like he always like gets up and goes to the bathroom and then like freaks out kind of. But it's not like, oh, I'm gonna jerk off, but he's just like, like kind of,
which is what I thought it was.
Yeah, you thought it was, yeah. And they do present it like what's happening is he's aroused or whatever, like he's turned on, he likes her, it's like this entirely, and the whole movie, it keeps flashing back to Elias Koteas and the dancer, and they're like walking this field.
And Christina.
Eric and Christina.
Played
they're
by
Elias
Koteas and Mia Kirshner.
Mia Kirshner.
Mia
Kirshner.
In relation to.
So they're walking a field, and it's like right away, he's like, oh, did you know her? And she's like, oh, I babysat for her like a couple times. And he's like, oh, and she's like, what about you? And he like, why are you here? And he's like, oh, I saw that, and it's obvious that they're like looking for, someone. And, the whole movie, like it just flashes back on this like one walk that they're taking looking for someone. And like,
oddly not calling out her name the whole time.
Well, yeah, because I don't.
Unlike 5 episodes in a row of Criminal Minds season 3, or 4, I don't remember which.
3, and also I think it was probably more than 5 episodes. I think it was like half a season, or like every single episode.
Yeah,
they were just yelling for someone who was missing. Anyway,
since I was a kid, that has always been a weird thing to me. Like when even calling for animals, pets,
yeah.
Like, because we would have to do it because we lived rurally, and if we go outside and the dog isn't visible.
Yeah.
But, I've always had some weird hang-ups about names. Like I always hated saying my own name.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's fine. We have different traumas brought up by this movie. So it gets like, as the movie goes on, like Elias is Eric
correct.
is like more and more jealous, and he's like fucking up his job, because his whole job is to like announce when girls are dancing, when they're finished, like be like, oh,
It's so funny because like the only analog I think, or not even analog, but the only role like that comes to mind is like a cabaret host.
Yeah.
Or like you've seen like even in movies when it's like a strip club or whatever, the person who announces the dancers comes on stage and just like vibrate. It's like a guy, guy who hosts the open mic, or not the open mic, but the stand-up comedy show.
Well, I think he's also the DJ. I think he puts the music on too.
It's so funny just because it's him.
No, I
and he's so emo kind of about,
Yeah.
or just brooding and like the wig and everything. It's just so funny.
I know.
Anyway, just had to say that.
But I like
He's not good at his job.
right, and then
IMO.
and then you find like it's very like this part I didn't remember. He and the club owner is this pregnant woman, and she inherited the club from her mother, which I think is like so fascinating, and I love that. Also, if I could
detail that I don't understand.
if I could live in that club, I would. Like everything about, like I love everything about like the damask wallpaper, the fucking little pool area where two girls are like always wrestling each other, the fucking like internal like the pink room where like her office or whatever, but like oh my god,
with the ladder to his DJ booth?
Yes, I love it.
That is gold.
The
and her old timey phone on her desk.
yes,
What?
and the room, like the weird room with the sectional that you can watch.
My mother had this room built for this very rich patron.
Well, that's not what she's saying. She said your mother had this built for.
Sorry, I forgot who said it.
I know. That's why I reminded
Quit
you.
busting my dick.
No. So anyway.
Also,
like-
that was all built. Did you read that?
Yeah.
That was
And it
crazy.
I like that they were like they had to turn people away. I'm like,
Yeah, it
why
was-
do they have someone standing outside being like, Anyway. So like there's a lot of like intricacies, but like, the way it's presented at first is like Bruce Greenwood is getting these dances because he's like attracted to a schoolgirl. Also, Elias he calls her school, like he's like, what is it about a schoolgirl and he just keeps saying that, and like to me it's interesting because in my head he's trying to like psychologically manipulate him to be like because he knows
Francis?
why. Yeah. He's trying, like Elias is trying to manipulate Francis into like, or like trigger him or something.
Okay.
Is what I assume. And because he knows why, like he knows like what
We
his
don't
deal
know that
is.
he knows.
Right. He knows what his deal is, but like we don't yet.
Right.
But it goes to like you finally like it because you see like her dancing for him, but then one day it shows like the close up of it, like how they interact with each other.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking?
I was just thinking, what would happen if someone hurt you?
How could anyone hurt me?
If I'm not there to protect you?
You'll always be there to protect me.
An angel. Why would somebody want to do something like that? How could somebody even think of doing something like that?
You must worry.
Like they have this like back and forth that's like it's like confusing, but like it's very obvious that he's like not like turned on. Like, he's not excited.
Right.
He's like very emotional. And he's like, you know, I don't want anything to, I don't know. He says something like, I don't know. He's very upset. And she keeps like resting her head on his shoulder, which I think is like, when she does that, she like, her face looks so pained. Mm-hmm. And then she goes back, you know, to looking at him, and she'll be like, you know, regular and like, you know, like nothing's going to happen to me or whatever. And then he's just like, you know, like, I don't know. It was just like, it's so, I don't remember that. I didn't remember that scene. So, but like, I knew all this stuff. Like, I knew all the details that like she dressed like his daughter and that like she babysat for them. Like all that stuff. I remembered all that stuff, but I didn't remember that like most of that stuff gets revealed at the end. I thought it all got revealed like right away.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. I just think the psychology of the movie is interesting. Like how someone would go to a strip club of his dead daughter's babysitter who does a routine that's
Specifically
like,
for him.
yeah, for his, you know, and it's like interesting stuff because like she always comes out on stage and she has her little briefcase or whatever.
Oh yeah, her book
But
bag.
then when she's at his place, when she shows up, when it flashes back,
Oh, at the very end.
and it's
Does she have it there?
she has her little she has it with her, so
I
it's like
didn't see that.
hers, and like it's so like I don't know. I think it made me you know, I was like crying. I think because Elias Koteas Eric he tells the guy that she like, because you know at the strip club like you're not supposed to touch, and he like on one of the times when he like excuses himself and goes to the bathroom, Eric comes in and
Does
like
an accent.
yeah, he does an accent because he knows him.
Right.
And also he goes to the club so he would hear the voice
Right,
or
his
whatever.
voice.
And so he's like, you should touch her because like it's obvious she wants you to. And he's like, and the look on his face is very like, he's like, why would she want that? Like he doesn't seem like he's not like smiling or, you know, he just is like, the fuck. And then it cuts to him and he's so like, it's actually like, it's a really like sad scene to me because he's literally holding his hands over his mouth like he's like trying not to cry while she's like, or he's like extremely upset while she's dancing. He's like not even watching her. And then he just puts his hand out and touches her, and she's like completely thrown. Like she like not loses her shit, but she's like frozen. And Elias comes along and he grabs him and he beats the shit out of him and he throws him out. He's like kicking him down the stairs, like all this shit.
That's why he did it.
Yeah.
It was,
And he's like, you can't come back and shit like that. And it's like, she's upset and he's upset and she's confused. She's like, it doesn't make sense. Like why he would do this.
Yep.
And he's like, he touched her, so I had to kick him out. And like I don't know. This was something like I thought that the club owner and Eric were like married.
right.
And like the first time I watched it, they were like married and she was jealous of his relationship with Mia Kirshner. Not the case.
Nope.
I'm like, wait, are she and Mia Kirshner in a relationship?
Right.
And I was like, how did I not, like, literally they kiss. It's the only time you see two people kiss,
yeah.
other than the gay stuff that happens as a side plot, which I enjoyed. But, yeah, like it's so like
The kiss between two women isn't gay.
Yeah.
By the way.
Oh, I said gay stuff, not lesbian stuff. So yeah, like there's so many little layers, like
Yeah.
like the like the side plot is like there's this guy that's like who has a pet shop who has a smuggling ring where he's like smuggling exotic animals into the like country, and Bruce Greenwood is playing like his accountant or his auditor or something, and he basically like tells the guy like you after he gets kicked out, he's like, hey, you need to go to this club and like say all this shit and like ask all these questions. He gives him he has a little tie clip or whatever that's a microphone, and
Is that what it was?
yeah and
On his pocket.
yeah
Right?
well no it was just on his collar,
Oh.
which was very funny to
There
me.
was something gold on his.
Yeah, it was like a tie clip, but it's on his collar. I don't know why.
Oh,
It was
okay.
very funny. Like I don't know why they didn't just give him a tie. Like make him wear a tie.
He didn't own any collared shirts. All his
Guess-
shirts
I
were
guess,
those,
yeah.
which
So,
I think I want to get into. By
He's
the way.
basically like everybody like we know you're smuggling, but I can like cover for you if you do. He's like
Right. No, he's clearly works for the equivalent of the IRS.
yeah.
Or
The Canadian equivalent.
sorry.
Yeah.
Clearly. Right.
So anyway,
Clearly
he's
you're
like,
an idiot and then you didn't understand this.
So anyway, so he has this guy go to the club, and he's wearing a wire, and
Simon.
he's like, I want you to ask him. Yeah, but he says his name is Thomas, so that's why I was confused. Because she's like, hey, Thomas, and it's like a whole thing where he tells her his name is Thomas, and she's like, it's nice to
Oh,
meet you,
because Thomas is the first guy he
Aww.
meets at the ballet.
Aw, that's sweet. Anyway. So he's like asking her about it. But I also like, I really like how it's presented. Because there's not some like this is where all their lives have ended up. Mia
Right.
Kirshner has worked here for years. She knew, like they've all worked there for years. Like it's a whole thing. They've all known each other for years. Bruce Greenwood has been coming in for, I don't even know how long. Like, so it's not a new thing. It's not something like she got this job because she was down on her luck. She seemingly is like is the star of the show. She comes and goes as she pleases, basically, Mia Kirshner.
Right.
But she like gets pissed at Zoe because of the contract she had with Eric to have a kid, and she's like pissed off about it. And I'm like, why would you be pissed off? And how would you find that if you guys didn't live together? So I was like, oh, so that's where I was like, oh shit.
Also, she's so far along.
Yeah. So anyway.
And also, what did you think happened?
Well, she might have thought that she got a donor. She just might
somewhere else,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. She just got an anonymous donor from like,
Yeah. Right.
Anyway. So like Simon comes in and he's asking her all these questions, but like the way she's talking, like I love their interactions because she like genuinely seems to like him, which is like very funny and like kind of adorable. She's like, oh my God, Thomas, like, or she's like, what's your name? And he's like, I'm Thomas. She's like, it's so nice to meet you. And he's like, oh, like, oh, thank. She's like, don't be nervous. We're going to have a great time together. And she's like so genuine with him. And it's really, it really is. And then he's asking her these questions and she's like, why do you want to know? Like, she's like, are you here for a psychology convention or something? And he's like, yes. And she's like, oh, and then she just starts like spilling her guts to him, which I'm like, that's 100% something I would do. Oh, cool. I'll just tell you some some shit about me. But then she says like how like Francis, she was like, we had an agreement. And he's like, what was the agreement? She's like, we both do things for each other.
Yeah.
And she's like, he does things for me and I do things for him. And
What does
like,
he do for her?
I think what she's saying is like him being there helps her just as much as it helps him.
Okay.
And like, but he's also paying her bills. Like he's making the job easier for her.
Yeah, right.
She knows him and she knows it's a routine and I think it's like
she talks about how he broke or violated
Yeah.
Is that Because he touched her?
Yes.
Okay.
Because
And
in
again-
her mind, that would never have happened.
Right.
Because she understood the arrangement. So did he. But because Eric was like, she wants you to. And he comes in, like Bruce Greenwood comes in and he's like, I touched her. And she's like, and the manager, Zoe, she's like, but why? And he's like,
Right.
because the guy told me to.
Right.
And she's like, but why did you do it? And he's like, because I had to find out. And she's like, what? And he was like, if she actually wanted me to. And she's like, okay, and what if she was like, why? Like, why? And he's like, because she would never do something like that. Like, she would never want something like
Okay.
that, you know?
Yeah.
Why did you touch her?
Well, I needed to make sure.
Why? What if she let you? What would you have done?
I'd have been disappointed.
I'm not sure I understand you.
It's not the way she was raised.
You know her personally? There is another club I can recommend.
And so, like, in his mind, the idea that it would turn into something else was so horrifying to him
Right.
that he didn't feel like he had another choice but to test it.
Right.
And then when he found out that that's not what was happening, he was like, okay, well, the agreement holds. But in her mind, she didn't know. But that's why it made me cry. Like, one of the first things that made me cry was when Eric is like, I told him to touch you. And she's so upset. She's like literally like screaming and hitting him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, because she knows that he ruined this for her. He completely ruined this arrangement that they had that helped her and helped him and that made her feel like she was doing something for this person that she cared about and that she like. And I was like crying because I was like, oh my God, she's like brokenhearted that he's ruined this special relationship for her.
Right.
That was something that was like, he was always going to like, you know, he was always going to be there for her.
Right.
And she was always going to be there they were always going to be able to do this for each other. She was always going to be able to like let him feel like he had a piece of his daughter, and she was going to feel like she was helping someone who, and like also at the end when it flashes back and he's like giving her a ride home and he's telling her how like, you know, she's like a teenager who's babysat for his kid and he's being like so kind to her and he's like, you know, I can't remember what his kid's name is, but he's like, she thinks that you're really great. And he's like, but she says that you seem sad.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, you know, he says something like, she's like, it's so sweet how special you think your daughter, like how much you love her and how special you think she is. And he's like, I'm sure your parents say the same about you. And she's like, they don't, you know, like, I don't think that they, and then he's like, hey, if anything's ever bad at home.
I was listening.
What did I say? Say it back to me.
There's no credit for the mom and daughter.
Interesting. Okay. So he's like, I'm sure your parents say the same thing. And she's like, they wouldn't. And then he's like, if you ever are having trouble, you know, like with your parents at home or anything, he's like, you can always talk to me. And she's like, okay. And then, you know, she gets out of the car and it's like, you realize that like it wasn't just about like, he was a safe place for
Right.
her. And he was always someone that like, he wasn't going to take advantage. He was always going to be there.
Right.
He was always going to be someone that she could rely on. And she knew why he was there and she knew what he needed. And she was able to give that to him. And like all of that falling apart. And then when like, you know, Elias had like done everything to like ruin everything. And he came, and so Bruce Greenwood, Francis is like, I'm going to go and I'm going to kill him. And he makes Simon like help him and shit like that. And he's like, he comes up with a whole plan. None of it happens, which I also love. I love when that shit. I love it when someone's like, here's the plan, and then none of it.
I love when a plan doesn't come.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm going to kill him or whatever. And so he's outside of the club with a gun waiting for
you know
him. What?
I was wrong. It is Thomas.
Oh.
Search and replace. Find and replace. Sorry.
That's why I was okay. I was like, I swear he just anyway. So, Thomas. So like France is outside waiting for Eric because he's gonna shoot him, and Eric is like taking the trash out because he's now been like, because he was like, I'm the reason why he got kicked out because I do like the part because he follows Thomas into the bathroom.
Right, and does
And
the same
he's like
thing.
doing the same thing. He's like, she really likes you. She really has a connection with you. And like, he's like, okay, how do you know her? And he's like, because we used to be lovers or whatever. And he goes back to her, like Thomas goes back to her and he's like, yeah, some guy in the bathroom just like, said all this shit. And she gets really upset, not at Thomas.
Mm.
And so she's pissed off and she's talking to Zoe about it.
He does touch her.
Not yet, though.
Oh, okay.
He does that. That's like at the very end. Because that's what's supposed to happen. He's supposed to touch her and get
right.
kicked out again, but that
Right.
doesn't happen.
That's-
So,
Sorry.
it's okay. So she's she's telling Zoe, she's like, he told this customer that like that he used to be my lover, and Zoe's like, well, that's true. This is the way she says. She's like, okay, but that is true. So what's upsetting about that?
He calls me from a table to dance. Of course I expect you to do something.
Christina.
And then he follows this guy to the washroom and he tells this guy that he was my lover.
Well, he was.
It's going too far, Zoe.
So I assume that Eric's like either been, I don't necessarily know that he's been let go, but he's not allowed to MC anymore because Zoe's now MCing. She's doing all
Doing
the
a
stuff.
great job
I know.
herself.
I do love. I'm like, I think they did this on purpose to show like she doesn't know how to do this because she's like clapping with the
mic in her
Oh
hand.
my
yeah.
god! I was like, this is so fucking funny.
But not in
So-
the way that people do it where they hit the mic,
Yeah.
simulate.
She's clapping. She's literally has the mic in her hand and is clapping. It's so fucking funny.
Also in the beginning, or near the beginning when he's like, calls her a piece of gel bait or whatever, and then she's like, what was up with that? When he's in,
Yeah.
when we first see, I think it's the first time we see Eric introduce Christina. He's like, get ready for this hot piece of gel bait or whatever.
Yeah,
And then-
she's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Well, she tells him that he's being too weird about, she's like, I can introduce Christina
yeah.
if you're having too much trouble with it. He's
Right,
like, no, I love
right.
it. I love doing it. I think it's great. He's like, it's really cathartic for me. And she's like, I don't think I like that.
But she also says, I've been thinking I should get more involved with
Right.
doing that role.
So he's like, yeah. But I think like he keeps doing that. I think he keeps trying to, like, from the get-go, we're seeing him, he's like wanting to upset Francis, or like he's trying to rile Francis, and it's not working because Francis doesn't give a shit about this guy.
Right,
He's like
right.
focused. Anyway. So it's the end, and like Francis is gonna shoot Eric, and then Eric is like outside taking the garbage out, and he walks up to him, and Francis like has a gun, and Eric can see it, and he's like, I found her. And like it flashes back to like him, like on the walk, like how they're walking and they find like his daughter, and like Mia Kirshner, like Christine is there, and he like hides her from like seeing it, but he's seeing like this, she's supposed to be 8. He's seeing this like dead body of this little kid, and he's just like sitting there, and then he's like, I'm the one, like I found her, and like with the gun in his hand, Bruce Greenwood just walks up to him and hugs him.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm like hysterically crying because I was stoned, but it's like, I don't know. There's something about like that, like connecting, and like him, like, that was enough
Yeah.
to make him, like,
Forgive.
well, not even forgive. It's just like, I mean, maybe, but like connecting with someone that like knows, I guess, like,
Right.
because so many people just go through and they don't know that something like that happened, and like realizing that he's not just trying to ruin something for him. He knew, it's not just like, I don't want you to have joy. He's like, I got, like, I was there too.
Mm-hmm.
And like knowing that he has a trauma with it, that's something that like Eric has a trauma around it that Francis won't ever be able to understand.
Right.
And Eric's trauma,
And vice versa.
like Francis' trauma, Eric won't ever understand it. And sort of like how that like bridges that like gap or something. I don't know. It's just like, that just, I don't know. I there's something about it that's like, I'm very interested in things where it's like people have trauma and like they deal with it imperfectly. And I think that is how trauma gets dealt with. I think when you have trauma, when something horrible happens to you,
Yeah.
and he says like how like it wasn't just that his daughter got killed, it's that like they thought he did it.
Right.
And they thought he did it because his brother was having an affair with his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And they implied that like his daughter wasn't even his, and
Right.
he's like, because they thought that would make me be able to hurt her.
Right.
And that sort of being said of like, who even like Christina as Chrissy as his daughter, like he would never hurt her because she's like
Right.
a
Proxy.
version of his daughter. And sort of that thing of like, it's not about whether she belongs to me, it's whether like it's not like, is she literally like, it's not about like, oh, my child is my property, or like this is, it's
Yeah,
like
right.
I wouldn't have hurt her even if she was my brother. Like she was my daughter and I cared about her no matter whose
It's like
father she was. Like
when
who
what's
was
her name
father.
kills the crystal thing because she projects her son onto Data.
Sometimes I feel like
Well,
you're
I'm just trying to make
making
it accessible to our audience.
I feel like you're making fun of me when you do that because I'm talking about like how it relates to my trauma, and you're like, yeah, it's like that thing that's got nothing to do with.
Hey, what about?
I'm gonna do a bit now. Anyway,
I'm sorry, I'm not making fun of you.
would you recommend this movie?
I would, yeah.
For sure.
There was something very familiar. I feel like I've tried to watch this movie. This is what happened.
Probably.
The club setting was very familiar,
You've
but it
been
might
there.
just because I don't know. It's very
Yeah.
somehow it's very striking.
Yeah.
Well, striking's not the word. Impactful, even though it's not
Yeah.
particularly unusual. I mean, there's like we talked about some of the weird quirks of like the office and the
Yeah.
hallway and whatever, but like just the open floor of the club is not that different
Yeah.
than other things I've seen. But like,
Yeah.
it felt like, oh, I've been here before.
Yeah.
And yeah, the guy, I want to say his name because the guy who played Thomas I thought was great.
Yeah.
Don McKellar. And also watching this, I'm like, well, Bruce Greenwood should have been way bigger.
I know.
He's really good and conventionally attractive.
I know. Yeah, it's very confusing.
He's really good. Everybody's really good. All
Also,
the
he has
performances.
like a fake front tooth.
Oh, really?
that he'll just take out for like sometimes if he's got a role that like require like, he'll just take
Oh, nice.
sometimes so he just has like a fake front tooth so sometimes he can just be toothless if he wants to.
I heard Lance Hendricks had that done for one role.
Fuck off. You're such a
What?
He didn't
Why
have
you
his teeth taken out. He had them added. He had teeth added to his already
No, that was a
toothed
joke
teeth.
about like he would do that. He would get a tooth removed
Oh, I see that.
for
I see.
one role. But yeah, no. Young Sarah Polley is great as Tracy.
Yeah.
Zoe, that actress, this is just purely, I guess, racist or something. I just kept thinking of Isabella Rossellini.
Yeah, it's the accent and the
Yeah.
way she talks and how she looks a little bit.
Like I said,
Yeah, I think what I was kind of touching on with like, saying how like, I liked how she like, Mia Kirshner was like playing the role of this dancer and how she seemed to genuinely like enjoy talking to Thomas and she genuinely seemed to like, she wanted him to, she was like, I want you to feel comfortable. I want you to feel good. Like you're safe here, and like, even how like, there's no like they show like women dancing for men, but they don't do anything that like they're not like being groped. It's not like men like
Right.
trying to like assault when there's no
Right.
like literally the only time someone like touches is like the whole like when Bruce Greenwood is like trying to see
right?
if it's true, because if it is, it's ruining everything for him. And like it's just and the way the club is, and it's like it's owned by a woman who inherited it from her mother, who's having a kid via like the sperm of the MC, like, and.
Yeah, it's a pretty queer movie.
Well, it is a queer movie, but it's also like the way that it depicts sex work as just being like as existing.
Yeah.
But it's not like, hey, this is like a very dangerous job or like this is a psychologically damaging job.
Right.
It quite literally is like this, some of these people are here because, and he even says that like Eric is like, you feel safe here. Like this is a place where you can be yourself. Like this is the only place where you feel like you can let go and like, and stuff like that. And I'm like, this is like an aspect of it that like, I don't feel like gets, I mean, I'm not saying this is like how all strip clubs are because obviously it's a very not romanticized, but a very like, it's more burlesque than it is anything else. Like I would say
This club?
Yeah. Because, it's like, it's, like, yes, you can buy a dance, but it's like, it's very much like we're putting on a show for you. It's dramatic. Like they're allowed to do whatever the fuck they want creatively and they can, which not to say strip clubs don't do that, but like, it's not about their dancing. It's not quite about, there's not a lot of, cause like you go to a strip club and it's going to be like pole dancing and they're going to be, like it's going to be about what they're doing.
This is what they took from us.
So, should we cut there? And then we can talk about
No, I want to
month?
say a little more.
Oh, okay.
Just because Thomas's story.
Well, I'll say, do you want to, what I mean by cut there is, do you want it to stop there and then we can talk about the month of movies?
I understood
Okay.
that. But I want to say more about this movie before
That's fine.
getting to that.
Attention.
I'm going to send you the whole thing. So Thomas is the most sort of peripheral in that he's not connected to the dead daughter or wife. And I like that he's there and he's given at least as much sort of screen time
Yeah.
But his stuff outside of his interactions with Francis don't really impact the plot
Yeah.
or the main points of the plot. And that he's gay and a smuggler. This is a great character. I don't know. It's really interesting, and he's like got an accent. And
Also, I really do like the like they really are able to convey like how Eric gets like almost jealous of how he's talking to her, and he's literally like interrupting her while she's talking to Thomas.
Oh yeah, on the mic.
She's like,
he gets on the mic.
She's like, he's not supposed to do this, and like he's trying to get her away from him and shit like that. But they do a good job of conveying that like they're enjoying talking to each other, even though he's literally there to like find out information, and she's like, just dancing for him and shit like that, and like half is like she's not even dancing, she's just like having that, she's like literally like crying and shit, and like she's like I want to come back and like continue talking to you, so like don't leave, and shit like that. And they do a really good job of like convincing you that they're like chatting, they're like getting along, even though like it's
that's why he's like, in a way he's a 2D character almost, because he doesn't have a lot of agency, really. Things are happening to him more than anybody else, it feels like.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, you do get a picture of his internal life, like this whole thing, this routine, this ritual that emerges of going to the ballet. That's wild. Such a wild way. I don't understand Canadian hookup culture or whatever
of the early 90s.
So it starts with
Yeah.
the thing where we see at the very beginning where he shares a taxi with a guy who says, you want to split it? And he's like, oh, okay, sure. And then when that guy gets out, he's like, here's these 2 ballet tickets. And he's like, okay.
He goes, no.
Right.
Oh yeah, he's
like,
do you
what,
mean?
you don't like the ballet? And he's like, depends on the ballet.
He's like, I
Anyway,
like some. He's like, I like some ballet, and he's like, these are some ballet.
Yeah, right. And he was like, oh, you mean instead of paying for your part of okay. So then we see him going to that said ballet, and he has these 2 tickets, and then you see these
all these
several attractive young men with just signs that say 1 ticket, please.
Yeah.
And he goes in with one of them, and then
afterwards he gives them their money back because
Yeah.
he's like, these were given to me, and I feel really bad. And he's
but
like,
that's only true for the first pair.
yes, but the guy is like, do you want to get a drink then? And he's like, oh, I can't. But he walks away and he like smiles.
Yeah.
And he comes back again and he scalps 2 tickets. He buys.
Oh right, buys tickets off a scalper.
And then he gives one, like he does the same thing, but it's like instead of getting actually given, he's like purchased them, and it's like the same routine, and he does it a couple times until he finally takes someone home.
It's really sweet.
I know. But it's this whole thing where like, and I clocked it because it was like one of the immigration officers, for the customs guys from the beginning, and and I was like, oh, that's the customs guy. And then he brings them home, and the guy sees that he has eggs, which he
on an incubator,
which he smuggled in. And the guy takes them
and then leaves him a message.
And he's like, hey, I took them, and and he's like freaking out, and like there's no idea how that gets resolved at all.
Right.
Which is like, and
all we get is his. It cuts to him being
he's
on
like,
the phone
no,
with the client.
he's like, I don't
They're
know
in
where
the country.
they are. Yeah, he's like, they're here somewhere. I just have to figure it out. Like, it's fine. And that's like the last time. But I just remember the fucking coffee.
Oh God, yeah, that's good. I'll just put it in.
Oh God.
You okay? Well, do I look okay? No, not really. Well, I'm better than I look. Here, I got you a coffee. I didn't know how you took it.
Oh, black's fine.
Oh, I added cream.
Oh, that's okay.
No, here, have mine.
No, really,
I
I
insist. What is it?
Well, it's just that this has cream in it too.
It's milk.
Oh. Oh, good.
It was so like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh fuck. Like that's my bread and butter.
I
I felt
know.
there was a Hartley about this.
Yep.
The way that people talk and stuff like I'm like, oh, this feels
Not
like
only that, yeah. Sorry.
especially the coffee bit. I'm
the
like,
humor,
oh
that humor is
yeah.
very Hartley.
I'm like, oh
but also the scenes you get like with Tracy and Frances, where
Yes.
she's like, "Do you think of my dad as a friend?" You know,
Yeah.
that whole
yeah.
is very. You know, you get these philosophical sort of
Yeah.
dialogues that
Yeah.
happen that are, you know, basically shoehorned in, but it doesn't feel so unnatural as to
Yeah.
take you out of it, or for me anyway.
Yeah.
But I am a sucker for that kind of shit. So, yeah, check it out.
For sure.
Totally different than anything I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. That's why I was like, don't look it up. Don't look at anything. Because I
Yeah.
felt like anything is going to like.
What's funny is I acquired it long ago, early in the.
Because I've been mentioning it for a while. I've been like,
Yeah.
I want to do Exotica.
Well,
wanna
and
do
I was
Exotica.
somehow aware of it.
Yeah.
And apparently tried to watch it. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
So that's confusing. And we didn't say it explicitly set in Canada.
Yeah.
Canadian. The writer director Adam Igoyan, Canadian, born in Cairo to Armenian parents, and then his wife is whatever she is, Kanjian. But you could have told me she was French, Canadian.
Yeah.
And you could also told me that she and Mia Kushner were related, or supposed to be related in the film. In fact, before I put my glasses on, I thought they were.
Yeah.
Once Zoe took her wig off, I thought she was supposed to be Christina.
Yeah. Zoe Christina Barcelona.
Thank you.
And then, do we need to cut it, or do we want to
Stay tuned. Get onto Patreon to hear our our monthly wrap up, and then I will pause and pee.
Oh.
That's a slur.